Very brief information about our program and what we do. We have successfully organized 102 CBOs. CBOs is community-based organizations. Right now we've served up to about 1,300 residents, not just Upper Manhattan, but that includes Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. So 50% of our placements need to come from East Harlem residents, 30% from Upper Manhattan, Central Harlem, and then the other 20% from outer boroughs. We serve everyone from GED, entry-level education and skill, all the way up to master's degree. So you don't have to be someone who's down and out looking for a job, but anybody, including any of you, could come to my office and say, we're looking for an employment opportunity. Our focus is definitely on dealing with employers in this neighborhood, so local people to local jobs. And we know why. We know that it economically, builds our community better. We know that more tax dollars come into our community. We know that if it's a rainstorm or a snowstorm, there's no excuse. They can still get to work on time. So this is why we want to hire local. So just in the month of July, I believe it was, I was asked by Gail Brewer, our borough president, to come and present at her borough-wide meeting. And in that meeting, it was me, as well as Lower East Side Network, which they do similar work as us, but they focus on Lower East Side, and to talk about how do we get local hiring into our local communities. So even though Harlem does pretty well, we can definitely do better. Very excited to say there's one woman who went through our program and got hired. She has a bachelor's degree, so she works for BTN. So it's not just, she wasn't here. She didn't even know I was coming, and I didn't know she was coming, but look at that. Harlem resident, bachelor's degree, was able to get a good paying job full time. So happy to see that we have an example right in the room. So we do work with the gamut of industries. It's not just construction, but we do construction, we do food service, office administrative, medical, you name it. We try to get into that industry. So I'm here because during that meeting we talked about how do we get community boards involved. So Community Board 11 has been really good about letting businesses know that they need to deal with local organizations like mine to funnel people into hiring. Whether that's an MOU that they put in place, whether it's a verbal, a lot of times it's MOU. So I'm here to beg that I want you guys to be, they come to you guys. They come to you guys for the permits. They come to you guys for the licenses before they can break ground, before they can get a liquor license, anything. They come to you guys first. And I'm pleading with you to say, so what is your local hiring plan? How many residents do you plan on hiring? How do you go about doing that? A lot of times our business owners, they go straight to NYC Business Solutions, which is a great partner of ours as well. But we want to take the next step further. We want to really hone in on not just what NYC Business Solutions can do, but what can we do as an organization to help that business. So I'll give you an example. One is one of Sherry's, Allen's colleagues, Anita Trahan, opened Chaiwali on 124th and Lenox. And she came through our program and literally hired all of our people through our program. So people were trained, that people had trading, food service, all of that. There was also management. We also helped her with a training manual. We also helped her with an employee manual. So these are things that we did, and guess how much we charged her? $0. We didn't charge her anything because we're a nonprofit organization. So these are just some of the things that we'd like to do for all business owners. I don't care what type of sector you're in. I promise you I have somebody who's looking for a job in that sector. Any questions?
When can we start?
Right now, today. You give me a job order, if you're like, Adriane, I'm looking for 5, whatever, great. I go back to my office tomorrow, sit down with the team and say, let's find 5 of whatever this man needs. So what are some of the challenges you guys face in hiring local residents? And be very blunt with me. You could say this guy was on drugs one day and he didn't come to work. Came to work high. You can tell me anything that you want to talk about. So everything from positive to negative.
Well, the employers are sitting out there.
It is wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
We need that.
Right.
Good. That's good to hear.
So we had an example with Joe's Crab Shack.
Okay.
I don't know if you had gone over there. They hired a lot of people, a lot of local people. And they ended up closing about a year later. We're not sure exactly why, but at least anecdotally, there were reports of the service not being up to par. So do you guys actually train your clients, the people who come to you looking
So
for
in my
employment,
program, we don't have our own clients, we work with all the other CBOs. So the 102 CBOs I said we organize, they have clients that they've trained.
or? Okay.
So one of the first things that they do is I get a job order from one of you employers. I then send the job order out to our partners. Our partners then refer qualified people based on the requirements, but it doesn't stop there. Me and my team, we pre-screen these people, we vet them. If the employer requires us to do a background check, which we kind of can't do anymore because of the Fair Chance Act, not even kind of, we just can't. Can't do it anymore because of the Fair Chance Act, but if they wanted us to after they've offered the position, we can. And we also do drug screening as well, if the employer requires of it. So once we feel like they're a good qualified candidate, because we do everything on the eyes of the employer, not the eyes of the client, they have plenty of case management over there, we're not here for that. Then depending on how the employer wants to do it, if the employer wants to come on site and interview 10 people at one time, he can. Or if she prefers that they come to her restaurant or to her office and interview, we will do it that way. However the employer sees fit. Once the person is hired or interviewed, we then follow up with the employer and say, how did it go? What did you like or dislike about this person? And they'll let us know whether they're going to hire the person or not. If they do decide to hire the person, we definitely keep following up. How's everything going after a couple of months? It's not just, great, you place somebody at a job, we're out of here. We definitely don't do that. We like to make sure that we maintain a relationship with you guys for two reasons. One, to make sure that the employee that's been placed there is taken care of, that we make sure that they're doing their job, and we try to, do some type of retention, like, let's make sure that they keep their job. Are they not coming to work on time? We know that somebody can be very enthusiastic when they first get to work, but then a couple of months later, they might slack off, or God forbid, some type of circumstance happens in their family, and then something prevents them from getting to work on time. So we like to try to attack that before it gets bad. So that's another reason why we stay in contact. And the third reason is we'd like for you to use us again. So that's really what we do. That's how the process works.
So if a restaurant owner comes and says, we need some wait staff, you have confidence that you're gonna funnel them people who actually have the experience or the knowledge or have the training and some.
Absolutely. So one of our partners right now is Restaurant Opportunities, ROC. We know that there's a small hospitality project that's been put together with Stein, Barbara Stein? Beatrice Stein. And I know Harlem CDC helped fund that a little bit, but we already just been talking about expanding that, making it bigger, making it more upper Manhattan wide other than just a small group. But how do we really funnel those people into really great jobs? Because right now, Columbia's hiring for servers, $15 an hour. I can't get anybody over there for some reason. So now I'm trying to work with NYCHA to get more people in there. But these are the opportunities that we're talking about. Yes.
Just coming in, but something you just you said you can't get people over there. What is the
Many different reasons. They might need stable, because that's a job that's not always Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, stable hours, stable paycheck. That might be one. Two might be background issues, because at Columbia you do have to pass a background check. So even if you have a misdemeanor, you might not be able to get a job there. So there's several reasons why, specifically Columbia.
in comparison to?
In comparison to all the other restaurants that are around, like Sherry or like Chai Wali. A lot of the restaurant industry is very forgiving, so if you have a felony, they'll still hire you and take you in. Any other challenges you want to talk about? Questions? All right, so I have a question. How do I get with you guys? Can I get your business cards before we leave so we can follow up and see how I can help you?
Absolutely. With no doubt.
Okay. Great. I'd love to come to these meetings as often as possible to be a part of like getting the local hiring aspect going.
Come to every
Second
As I hope I can. Yeah.
Second Thursday of every month.
Great.
Additionally, is Miss Clark here?
Yes, right here.
Oh, great. Oh, the same Miss Clark. Miss Clark is representing By the Numbers Consulting.
She got that job through our program, by the way.
And she's going to talk about employment services providers such as yours for the November 17th.
We're involved in that.
Excellent.
We're there. We're going to be there presenting. So she's going to talk about the aspect of what BTN has done and how
Great.
East Harlem telling
So
them we're all
happy.
going to be all about. We're all a part of that same project,
We'll be there
ironically.
as well.
Good. Looking forward to it. Come over here. Yeah, my little businesswoman. All right, so before I leave, I'm gonna give all of you my card. I'm just gonna come by quietly and grab your card and go, because as you see, I have a 2.5-year-old who does not have a long attention span. But thank you so much for your time. I'll have a few folders here left over if you guys need some more information about our organization. Thank you.
So you still in the promotions business?
Of course I am. No, we're New Yorkers. We have to have more than one thing going on. Thank you, thank you. I'll put it right here in the middle. Thank you. And you're the businesswoman? Absolutely, I've heard that people. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I definitely will.
This guy has a great wardrobe. This is like the best dressed dude I've Definitely.
I mean,
Did I shrink that down too much?
He's a man. In his building?
Yeah.
He's built smart.
Oh, your baby.
They're good.
We're gonna change our agenda slightly.
Of course, yeah, I know.
To try
Yeah, I like
and
them coming, but
make it
something that's kind of nice and I have to be like.
well, let me just, this is, our first SLA application, so we're doing a little wine and beer license for Chevy Restaurants, 231 Lennox Avenue. I'm not gonna be, I'm recusing myself from voting on this, because I've represented them in a legal capacity and some stuff. So I'm gonna let you guys grill Mr. Eosh. There's an information sheet that is information. So do you kind of wanna?
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna have your list of questions.
Well, I have, this is kind of a list of answers.
Excellent, that'll work.
You can reverse engineer.
Sure. Okay, the wine and beer license renewal, and we are going into the presentation for the new SLA applications. The wine and beer license renewal for Sherry is being represented by, sir?
Alan Eosh.
Alan
Hi,
Eosh.
everyone.
Okay. And, well, as you can see, I'll just verbalize what's on paper. Sherry Restaurant has not held any prior liquor licenses, cabaret licenses, or sidewalk cafes, sidewalk cafe licenses. They have 7.5 years remaining on their lease. They accommodate a total of 50 patrons in their dining room back garden. Their front entrance door is disabled accessible, but there is a small step down that requires lifting the chair, wheelchair down the steps. And the bathroom is disabled accessible, it's located in the basement, accessible by a stairway. So I would believe that you'd have to help
Yeah,
down the
yes,
stairs.
that's what happened. It never happened, but in case it happened, that's what we did.
Their hours of operation are 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. They have a piano player and jazz singer on Saturday evenings and Sunday brunch. They have had a few DJ events on a few occasions in the past, but do not do so currently, and have had no complaints regarding noise levels, and have not had any complaints or violation regarding service of alcohol. No incidents involving police intervention or complaints made to the police department. They currently employ 10 people, including the chef, 3 in the kitchen and 7 in the dining area. 70% of their employees live in Harlem. 30% live in the Bronx. And you have been in business now for how long?
2 years?
2 years. Okay. This is a renewal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, we already have the liquor license, so then not the liquor, the beer and wine license, we don't do the liquor. Since 2 years. So as you mentioned, we never have any problems. Everything happened very well until we were ranked the restaurant #1 in Harlem a few months ago.
Do we have questions?
Yeah,
for
this
sort
is
of-
beer and wine renewal or,
Yeah, renewal.
okay, for beer and wine?
Yeah.
So why don't you have a DJ there anymore?
To me?
Why don't you have a DJ anymore?
I think it's not really the type of my restaurant and my clientele. Some people ask me to have DJ sometime. I try it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's too noisy for me.
Okay.
So the restaurant is more, as a place that people want to have a kind of nice dinner, cool. So jazz singer. I like live music sometimes, but not DJ. So when we do DJ, a couple of times a year, it's when we privatize the restaurant for some wedding or something special.
Any other questions from the board? Any-
Yeah, have
Yes.
we, you say that you haven't had any, police report incidents.
Never.
Do we verify that, or do we just go by their word?
We typically go by their word unless we have complaints or, knowledge otherwise. I mean,
No, nothing has come to the office ever.
Are there any other questions for the board? If not, questions from the community? And if not, thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night. And I think you can step back here.
Yeah, well, we go back to our speakers.
Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna go back to the original plan, and Ms. Tiarra Clark is by the numbers consultant. She is here to discuss the November 17th UMEZ MWBE / Workforce Development Provider Outreach event, 2 different events for the Victoria Theater project. That's the hotel project, which will be a project that will provide, I think, over 500 jobs, construction jobs, and about 200 permanent jobs, 208 key room hotel, Marriott, Renaissance.
Yes.
But I'm obviously very excited about this project, but please come up to the front. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well. So once again, my name is Tiarra Clark. I'm the project manager for By the Numbers Consulting. Manny Burrows was supposed to be here, but he apologized for not being able to attend the meeting and sent me on behalf to just discuss the November 17th event. So as previously stated, on November 17th, we're going to be holding 2 different events. The first one will be at the State Building, the 2nd floor. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning, and it's an outreach event for New York State and New York City certified MWBE firms. The developers and general contractors will be there to speak about different contracting opportunities. Recruitment was concentrated on Upper Manhattan, starting from 96th Street to the tip of Manhattan. And if you know of any certified firms or even non-certified firms that are minority or women businesses looking to get certified, please have them attend the event. More information will be provided to them if they attend the event. The next meeting, which will also be at the same location, different time, is going to be at 11 a.m. and it's going to be a service provider only Upper Manhattan meeting. So pretty much what we're doing is we're doing outreach with local residents to get them hired. And we've been working with service providers as well as elected officials to provide candidates with the opportunity to get hired and stay employed. Construction is an early business, as you all know. It's very physical. So what we're going to be doing is doing follow-up, as Adriane said. We're going to be, giving calls and make sure that people show up on time and are there daily, making sure that they are doing what they have to do. If you know of any service providers in Upper Manhattan that does workforce development, please invite them to that event as well. Next month, we're going to be working through community leadership. We're going to be working to provide examples of how to refer employers to different opportunities that will be coming up. If you have individuals who are looking for jobs, please be patient. This event is not for them. This is just to establish a referral system. So with those 2 events, we're going to be giving more information to those about that program. I have several flyers with more information on the events. If you have any business cards, I can also email you the flyers. Please spread the word. We're looking to get a lot of people in. We want to give the information to the community. And if you have any questions, the numbers are at the bottom as well as emails. I'll be attending the meeting. I can answer any questions that you may have. But once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I don't have a card. We're in the process of that, but I do have a business email if anybody wants to take it down. I'll walk around to take business cards, and I'll leave a few flyers for those who want it.
Thank you.
Yes.
So we're looking for MWBE businesses. Are there particular industries and types of businesses that you hope to see?
Well, we're working with construction, so we're looking for masonry, plumbing, pretty much a broad, general, wide range of jobs. If they're not certified, that's also totally okay. If they attend the event, we work with them on getting certified. So this is a great opportunity for those who are certified as well as those who would like to get certified.
But you have to be certified in order eventually to work on the project.
Yes, that is
You have
correct.
to be certified.
Yes.
And why is that?
That's a great question. I really don't know the answer at this moment. Manny Burrows will have more information for you. I can give you his number if you want to ask him any of those questions.
When is the project slated to begin?
That's another great question. I don't have that information currently, but Manny Burrows should have that information for those of you who would like to know that information. If you have a pen, I can give you my business email. If you have any questions, you can shoot them to me. I will ask Manny and try to deliver the answers back to you guys. My business email is Tiarra. It's spelled TIARRA at btn-consulting.com. Yes.
I just want to, is there like a RFP out that you're looking for these businesses to start responding to, or what's going to be the main function? What's going to be like the outcome, like going forward for these businesses?
Yeah, so pretty much, with the meetings we're having, we're going to be giving them information on how to get their referrals hired. This is just an information session that we're going to be having on the 17th. So like I said, if you're looking to get certified, we can help you with that. We're looking to hire a lot of people locally, dealing with 96th Street and up, and we're also dealing with East Harlem residents. We're going to be, I believe, hiring between 200 and 500 different local residents for these positions. And more information will be provided at the meeting. I don't have a lot of information at the moment, but if you attend the meeting, all the questions will be answered for you guys. Yeah.
So
This
for,
is going to, sorry, go ahead.
no, so for instance, this woman from the East Harlem Talent Network,
Mhm.
that's who you're looking for, pretty much?
Yeah,
Somebody
more
who-
service providers. Well, it's two different events. One is for certified WMB firms, and then the second event, which is at 11 o'clock, are for workforce providers, service providers.
HBA, SBS.
Yeah. And East Harlem is one of the providers that we work with.
Yeah, so
We
it's
kind of
not
bounce
for
back and forth.
employees or prospective employees.
Yeah, it's for the
Right.
It's not
providers.
going out, it's for the
So
providers.
that's what I'm talking about. So that's, it must be like an RFP out or something, because these people would eventually be able to do or work on the Victoria Theater project, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so then that's, okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry for the clarification.
Yeah,
I'm new
yeah.
to this project, so I'm not
Okay,
familiar
great.
with a lot of the terminology. So yeah, I'm sorry.
So that's why they have to be certified.
Yes, that is correct.
That is why.
I know why they have to be certified.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna leave a few of the flyers at the far end of the table. And I'm gonna go around and collect business cards so I can, email you flyers personally. And if you have any questions, we can correspond back and forth, okay?
And we promise to publicize that as goes forward.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna leave these.
Okay, and Mr. Henry is not here, so we'll just go on. Hopefully he'll show up in time.
There's two different, I don't mean to interrupt, but there's two different flyers with both information.
Thank you.
No problem. Any business cards?
We have some that didn't make it on. The folks from Soto Casa Pizza. Who've been here a couple months ago. There's some officers from the church, and we asked them if they could come back and report on, any dialogue that we had. How did it go? That's going to be. So you want to come up and? Good. Next presentation. Luca, your last name?
Arigoni.
You are? Okay, and you are the prospective owners of
Sotto Casa Pizzeria, 227 Malcolm X Boulevard. Next
Yeah,
to
and
the-
so we kind of asked them to come and report back on any further
Yeah, we
discussions that have.
as we plan to do, we met. We went to church and we met to pastor, the older pastor and the younger pastor and the sisters. We had like we had here and we had after the board meeting, we had a very, nice conversation. Clearly the tones are great. They love to have the pizza. And then when we stepped into the, wine and beer matter, it's just, it goes down to fit, which is, something we can't even touch or discuss. We stressed as much as we could, and we try to keep a lot of contact with them. Honestly, we're there basically every day right now because construction are getting closer to the end. The church is not very active during the week. But the point being that, the church sees the selling of any kind of alcohol, wine and beer, something that it doesn't go with their guidelines and their faith. And again, we don't even want to step on that. We just express again our point of view. The fact that, of course, it's not only about the business point of view. I mean, our restaurant, which I would love to invite you to Brooklyn to see how it is, and then, of course, when we open here, it will need the wine and beer to survive, especially, you probably hear this a lot, with the new Harlem rents. So that will be a big part of our business. Not only I want to, and we told them too. It's not about how much alcohol we serve. It's about that most of the time when people go out for dinner and being our a restaurant, not a slice joint, we cater to people going out for dinner. They will choose somewhere where they can have a glass of wine. So that would cut out from the thing. Again, we've been and we look forward to be part of the community. It's very hard to be part of the community when you're not. We're just tiptoeing into the community. We will keep on developing relationship with everybody. We're starting to know all the people on the avenue. Now they know our faces, and it's already getting starting. And of course, the conversation with the church will continue. From our point of view and from the business point of view, we will pursue every way we have to, in the limit of the law, to get our liquor license. I mean, let's call it liquor license, wine and beer license. And this is, and we really stress that this is not in any way to disrespect or do something that is against somebody's faith. It's like I was telling them, it's we sell prosciutto from Italy and pork, and that's not because we disrespect Muslim or Jews. It's just it's the same. It's basically the same concept. So again, we are not here to discuss any of the the matter itself about being right or wrong. It's just we're trying to create a community and be a part of it.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
What are your intended hours on Sundays?
The Sunday will open at noon, which is basically after the service is at 11. Their
Well, that's my
service.
question. So do you know what their
Yeah.
service is?
Honestly, sometimes it's a little hard to know when the service will be done because sometimes they're longer, sometimes there's no. But the service will start at 11, and we want to be open at that time.
Have you been there on Sundays
Yeah.
of late? Well, and I don't know, how long does the service tend to last? Do they have a lot of activity outside the church?
It's about an hour and a half. And I mean, it's not that much activity. People, they go in and then they leave. I don't see how our just being there would in any way interfere with the service. Actually, as we propose them, it could be something where people, they can have something after dinner. I mean, lunch or something after church. And again, we really stress the fact that not being a bar, families, they will enjoy pizzas with kids, and that would be totally fine, because that's what we will be.
Have you had any issues at your other restaurant in terms of
Never.
cooking or?
No, we never had any issue, and I don't know why I didn't think about it before. I just emailed you a letter that I got from the Business Improvement District on Atlantic Avenue that we presented at CB1 in Williamsburg, and they know what kind of business, and they really designed the idea of being a family-oriented business. So.
Did you have a history of being involved in the community that you're in, and
Yep.
definitely that's
I am
transferable to what you?
Me personally, I live in Borum Hill, where the first pizzeria was, and Matteo and Elena, which we manage the restaurant specifically every day. They live here. I am involved in the community in Brooklyn. I am board of the Atlantic Avenue Business Improvement District. I've been involved in many mentorship program and stuff like that. So yes, and again, it's I don't want to sound hypocritical. It's just the being part of the community is definitely necessary for the business to thrive. And still this is a developing community, and if we present ourselves as invaders, we will never gonna do anything. And we really look forward to just being a new addition on Malcolm X Boulevard, and just from the years to go. Yes, please.
Do you, in your restaurants in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
do you eventually envision going on and asking for a sidewalk concession, so that you can
No.
actually have?
No, because we don't have any space in Brooklyn. We don't have any space.
Do you envision that in this one?
No, I don't think so, because as the building is one of those buildings with the steps going down, so technically, if we want to, that is